Well, back to testing my trigger. The magnet, I was thinking maybe the magnet's too small. I don't know. There's the magnet, there's the trigger, and there's the light bulb. And I'm thinking, well, maybe it's the speed. Maybe if I go too fast. But as I speed up, you can see the light is pulsing faster. Now, the trigger is all electrons. There you can even see it's pulsing, even now at medium 50% speed, right? At a high speed, you can imagine it's pulsing, but it's going to start skipping a little bit, and you expect that. But at the lower speeds, it's, quite respectable as far as a pulse, an up and a down sensation in the electronics. So I feel my trigger is okay. My trigger should work. I've done this before. I've used this exact technique for other digital soundboards, but they were digital soundboards designed for the train. This digital soundboard is designed for hobbyists to mess around and do things with, and it may be the triggering mechanisms that they have are requiring routine scans, and there's a lot of delays in the micro or millisecond range that are causing the issues with the sound. Not to mention the fact that the sound quality by itself is pretty lousy. I'm going to try to reload the sound and bring it in and don't do anything to it, and just see, now that I've learned a little more about how to load sound into the board, we'll see what we can come up with. One of the things I was going to point out while I'm here is with this trigger, if the engine stops in a certain position and the power is still applied to the output, you see the light is lit now and the engine's not moving. That means the trigger is on and the light's on because it has its power source. Now, if this was the smoke unit would sit there and heat up. And that's one of the concerns. We have to be careful what we do with this trigger and how we handle it. When we stop the engine, we have to stop the power to the board. And that's partly why I use the engine power to drive the board, even though I don't have to. I can put in the preconditioners here, but I can take engine power to this board and it puts out 5 volts to the fan. But I also can use it to run a relay from the regulator that gives the 6 volts to the heater, so that when this power stops, like when I pull the engine, I stop the engine and all power stops. So regardless of where I am, I pull the power off, the board won't burn and the fan won't run and all that kind of stuff. So I have to think through that control logic a little bit, but I wanted to go back to the basics and make sure my doggone trigger was doing what it's supposed to, because I'm not getting it in the soundboard that I'm presenting, and I'm feeling better now. I may go get the old soundboards and show how that works, and then try to introduce the new soundboard and find out what's going on. All right, well, it was just me kind of cross-checking what I thought I knew, and I'm right. So onward and upward.